Okay, so in today's session, we are going to see LOD's part 3. So before going to start that, I will just create, uh, I'll just show about dates. So I have connected to sample superstore data, saved data sources. So now I will take date from this. So here I have order date column. So by default, whenever you take date dimension into the rows or column shelf, so you can see year will come in the starting. So in dates, we'll have hierarchy. So year, in years, we'll have quarters. Okay, so if you drill down, you'll get quarters. If you drill down more, you'll get months. And if you drill down more, you'll get weeks and days. And last one is time. So as we have drilled down, like when we have discussed about country, the hierarchy thing, right? So when we have discussed about country, state, district, city, and postal code. So in country we'll have states, in state we'll have districts, cities. So in the same way, in years we'll have quarters, in quarters we'll have months. So in this way, date also can be drilled down. We can do that drill down. So I'll just show you. So there is one thing where we have date part and date part, and we also have date trunk. So Preet, you were asking about two types, right? So these are our two types of dates. One is date part and one is date trunk. So now I will tell you the differences between these two. Okay, so in this sheet we'll take date part. Okay, and in the other one, so I'll here put so I'll change this to date trunk. Okay, so in the calculation also I need to have date trunk. So to do that, so basically now it is selecting the year from this top. Okay, so this is one type of date and this is one type of date. So whatever you use from this year, quarter, month, day and more, so this will use function as date part. So this is the function, date part of year order date. And date trunk, it will use a different calculation. So if you select year from this one, so the calculation will be different. You can see date trunk. So the function here we use is date part, and so there is another function which is date trunk. For years it will be same. For years it will be same, and I will just convert this to continuous. Okay, so there is no difference in years. It will look like alike. In years you don't see any difference. So date part and date trunk will look similar. So now I will convert it to quarter. I'll make it discrete. Here also I'll convert it to quarter in the second part. So the date part, for example, where I'm showing, I have taken this quarter, but in this I am taking this quarter. And in the example, you can see here it is showing you Q1, Q2, Q3. Here it is showing you the combination of year and quarter. So I'll make this as discrete. Sorry, I'll make this as discrete. Okay, so in both the cases, I have taken quarter from the first part, quarter from the second part. So you can see the function. So here it is using date trunk, and this quarter is using date part. So the main difference, so when you take quarter, it is only quarter in date part. I mean, it will show only quarters. But in date trunk, it's a combination of year and quarter. Okay, so it's a combination. So if you go to date trunk, you can see 2020 Q1. So we have data from 2022, 2023. So whatever data it is there, it will show you. I mean, 2022, 2023, how many quarters for each and every year, it will show you. So for each year, you will have 4 quarters. So you can see 4 quarters for 2020, 4 quarters for 2021, likewise for 2022, 2023. But what we are seeing here, Q1 of all years. So it is storing, as it is storing, I mean, showing you only quarter. So what is it storing? Q1 of all years. Q2 of all years. Same way Q3 of all years. Q4 of all years. So I can show you with an example as well. So I will take year of order date. So if I take year, so in Q1 I have 4 years, in Q2 I have 4 years, in Q3 I have 4 years. Okay. And if you go to date trunk, so now that we have seen about quarter, so here, okay, so in date trunk it is 2020 Q1. So it's a combination of year and quarter. So you will see like this: 2020 Q1, 2020 Q2, 2020 Q2. Okay, so it's a combination. You can see all the years and quarters. So that's about quarters. Now we'll see month. So here so in date part, I'm taking this month, and I will go to date trunk. I will take the below month. Okay, so here it is writing date trunk function per month. So the function is same for the below, the part 2 one, and here it will take date part. Okay, so for all this, the function is date part. So I'll just take. Okay, so whatever functions are there here. Okay, so these are for, so the function it uses, this uses date part function. Okay, and if you take the below one, so this one uses date trunk. Okay, so in this case, for years you don't have any differences. Okay, you can use date part or date trunk, both are same. For years, no difference. For others, so it's a combination of year and quarter. For quarter, it is year and quarter. For month, it is year and month. Okay, so for week, it is year, month, and week. For day, it is, this is for weeks. This is for month. And this is for quarter. For quarter, it is year and quarter. And for month, for day, it is year, month, and day combination. Okay, and if you go to this one, date part. For date part, for year it is only year, quarter only quarter. So you can see only Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So it's basically whatever it is. Month only months it will show January, February, March, April. Day it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 31 days. So that is about date part and date trunk. So now we'll see an example for, I'll just increase the resolution. Okay, so now we will see about the next one, day. So now that we are, okay, let's see for month. So it's a combination of year and quarter, so year and month in case of date trunk. So if you double click and see, you can see the date trunk function. Okay, so it's a combination of year and month. And when you go to date part, as I said, so it will show you only months. So what it will include? January of all the years, February of all the years. So you can see that by putting an order date in the row shelf. Okay, January of all the years, February of all the years. So same as quarter all. So here also in date part it will show month only and month of, January of all years. Okay, yeah, please. Do you have any questions? No, if you want, you can manually write or you can directly select. Tableau automatically writes that calculation. For everything, right? Let's say here we have discussed about quick table calculations. So, so there is some calculation which is being written over there. So if you directly select quick table calculation and do some running total, and there is some query that is running behind. So there is some function it's getting you. Yeah, we need not to do anything. You just need to select, use the functionality by just clicking. So I'm just telling you that there is a function which is being used. So for this date part is being used and for this date trunk is being used. So there is a difference. Yeah. Yeah. So this is, yeah, there will be scenario based also. Like it depends on the requirement where how the user want to see the data. Let's say sometimes user want to see what is the performance across all the years in the months he want to see. So you don't want to see specified by each and every year, then you can go for direct only month. But mostly users will use this one where it is a combination of year and month. So that is, so Tableau is providing you a lot of options. So you can use whichever you want to. So based on the requirement, you can use it. Yeah, anything we can convert to continuous or discrete. So this also we can convert to continuous, and this also we can convert to continuous. So date is the only dimension where we can convert to discrete and continuous. The other dimensions we can't convert. By default, it will come as discrete. Mhm. No, we can create a bar chart, but it's a date, right? So you need to use line chart only. So if you click on bar chart, you can see bar chart, but it's preferable to create a line chart when you have date in your data. So you can see the trend. Okay. Correct. In data. Yeah, correct. So this is the way you can see it's each and every month you have these values. But if you see date part, so January is a combination of all the years. So we'll just put it in the label. Yeah. So January value is combination of all the years. February is combination of all the years. And if you go to date trunk, you have each and every month and the year will be separately showed. Yeah. So, okay, if you put the order date in the color, yeah. So each and every year is colored in a different way. So it's showing by year. Here also we are showing by year, but year is split into January, like January all the years, February all the years. So these both are showing the same information, but in a different way. In each case, you can see, let's say January 2020 value, which is $14,518. Here also, January 2020 value, $14,518. So it's the same. So it depends on how you want to showcase. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so in this, okay, same way we have day as well. So day, that particular day in all the months and all the years. I'll just put month also. Yeah. So if you put all the months, so you can see in that day, what is the value for all the months and all the years. And I'll show you by using date trunk. Yeah, so it will show you each and every day. So it's a combination of day, month, and year. So as I said previously, for day, how this will show is it will show only day of all months and years. In case of date part, but in case of date trunk, it will show combination of day, month, year. Okay, so let's say I want to know January 3rd January 2020 value. Mm, no. What is the 3rd January value? Okay, there is no value at all. That's why it's not coming up. Let's take 4th January 2020. Mm. Oh, okay, yeah, correct. Yeah, it's 4th January. Yeah, 4th January 2020 value is $288. 4th January 2020 is $288. So here you see separate bars for each and every day. Here in that day, uh, all the months and years. So that combination you can see. So you can say, so whatever is the starting years you have less amount of sales. By the end of the year, you have more amount of sales. So with this chart, you can identify that. Why? Because the intensity of color is less in the beginning, where you have the starting years 2020. So by going down, it is going to 2023. So in the below, you can see the intensity of the color is more. So then you can say that the value of the sales is more. Okay, any questions? Okay, then. So we'll continue with our regular session. So LODs in detail and about scoping keywords. Okay. Raviteja, can you tell me what are the scoping keywords for LOD? Yeah, perfect. Lakshmi, can you tell me the definition about include function? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Preet, can you tell me the definition for fixed LOD? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Narayan, can you tell me the definition of exclude function? Yeah, so to exclude any dimension which is being used in the visual LOD, so we can remove by using exclude function. So those are things we have discussed about LODs. So these are some of the other examples about LOD functions. So fixed LOD, and we will also discuss about the include and exclude. Okay. So mainly fixed LOD is used to the percent of total or use it for calculating the or fixed amount of value if you want to show. So now let's just create this type of calculation. So let's go to sample superstore data. So I'll take state. I'll take state and I'll take region. So I'll take sales as well. So here I can see Illinois values and Indiana in this central region. So let me create a sheet where I will have this region values, region and sales. Okay, so these are the region values, $503,171, $691,828. So if I use a calculation, so side by side, I want to see the central value also. So in any ways, you can't see the central value below here. I mean, the next to that this column. So what we can do is we can create a calculation field, fixed sales or fixed for region, you can say. Okay, so I'll write a fixed function and fix it to region and sum of sales and say okay, fixed for region. Okay, so now it will show you for each and every region or for each and every state, it is copying the same value. So which is region value. Central value is $503,171. So wherever it is central, so till here, so it has states till here. So till here it will show each and every value, 503,171. So in this way, we can do a percent of total. So where you can divide this sales with this one, with the denominator. So with that, we can calculate. Or you can see side by side, what is the total value for central. And in that central region, what is the state value. Like that, we can see. Or let's say you have countries like India, Bangladesh and all those. So you can see country population And in the next to that, you can see the states population. Telangana, Karnataka, all those population you can see in the next side. So side by side, you can see countries and state values. So that's the importance of this fixed function. So where you can see the fixed value. Okay, now let's see how to use include function. Okay, so we have, so let me take the region and sales. I'll create a bar chart and I'll show the values on top of this bars. To show the values on top of this bars, you need to click on this T, which is show labels. So I can see labels. And I want to see each and every region in a different color. So just drag region into the color marks code so that you can see uh, the bar, each and every bar in a different color. So now I want to create a calculated field with include. So I want to include state in the with LOD. So what is this with LOD? So can anyone tell me what is the with LOD for this particular view? Yeah, perfect. So the only dimension that we are using here is region. So the visual load is region only. So I want to include state dimension, which is not there in this visual load. So that's why I'm making use of include function. And I'll write sum of sales. Say okay. Okay, so in this case, what happens is, so if you, okay, I'll just create this. I'll tell you include state. So I'm just using this calculation. See, so if you use include LOD function normally, like if you use it as sum as an aggregation, so the values will not have any difference. So you can see the same values. So you can see the difference only when you do average. Okay, so if you are using include function, and you are doing aggregation function as sum, so then there will be no difference. Okay, then there will be no difference. Okay, if you are using average, so then only you should make use of include function. Average, min or max. So then only you should use this include function. I will tell you why. So sum is anyways, it will match. But if you do an average, so I'll make this some normal sum of sales into an average. Okay, so you are getting this 215 and 231.69. And if I do this include state, so here I'm including the state, and now I'm doing an average. Okay, so both the average are not same. Why? Because the division, I mean, the denominator part is not same for the above one, which is sales, and the below one include state. The denominator is different for both of them. So numerator is basically that sum of sales, what you have seen earlier for each and every region, but the denominator is changing. It is taking all the rows, but it is taking only this include statement is taking only the count of states in that central region. But this one is taking the count of all the rows in the central region, not specifically related to states. It's not counting. So I'll just show you what is the count of states in central. The region I have state. Okay, so each and every region have so many states. So central region has 14. 14 states. So I'll take sales. So the total sum is 503,000. 503,171 divided by 14. So divided by 14. Here I have selected the number of states. So divided by 14, which is giving me 35,940 for central region. Now we'll go to sheet 7. 35,940. So it is round period to 941. Okay. So Raviteja, can you tell me for east? Can you tell me for east? So you can see 691,828. That also you can see it here below. 20 of 59 I have selected here. 20. So you can divide it by 20. So which gives you 34,591. Okay. Yeah. Preet, can you tell me for south? So you can see at the bottom, yeah, 391,722, which is sum divided by the count. 11, yeah. So in south region, we have 11 states. So you can get 35,611. So this way, it is calculating the number of states. So in this case, it is the denominator is number of states. But in this case, the denominator is not number of states. The denominator is number of rows for central. So I will tell you what is the number of rows for central. So region, sorry, let me remove this. Region, I'll take it here. And I'll take, I'll put some of, so if you write sum of one as a calculation, you will get the count. 1 second. No. Okay, so just take this orders count. Okay, so there are 2,335 rows for central. So east it has 2,986 rows. And let's take sales also. Okay. So by dividing this, yeah. So how many records are there in this file? So let me download this. Desktop sample superstore orders. Say okay. So I'll open that file. Say okay. So count of orders is nothing but how many records are there. So this file has 10,195 records. You can see at the right bottom. Okay, so what is the count for each and every region? So I'll just filter on. I'm just selecting, where is the region? Yeah, I'll select region as central. Region as central. And what is the count? 2,335. So 233 is the count for region, central region. Okay, so the denominator is this count. That's what I'm saying. So here it is dividing with, so the sum of sales is same for both of them. For both of them, the numerator is same, but the denominator is, for this one, it is uh, the count of states, and the other one, it is count of each rows. So this one, for this count of all rows for each region. Okay, here we are not applying any include function. Without include one. Okay. And let me take this is with include function. Include function. So include, I'm applying including state. Including state. Okay. So in central region, whatever the number of states are there, number of states, that will be denominator for central. Okay, so what will be the denominator for this one? Count of rows for central region. For each region, it will do that calculation. Okay, so let's say what will be the count of uh, east region. So it is dividing it with 2987. So whatever is the sale is there, sale amount is there. Okay, 691,828 is the sum, and it is dividing it with the all the rows. Okay, all the rows it is dividing. Okay, so do you understand the difference? Any questions? Okay, so hope this is clear, and then we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so this is also one more example for showing the include function with a different subcategory and category. So now let's see category, subcategory. Yeah, so that's okay. Let me include, so I'll just say sales. So this is normal sales that is there. And if I do an average, so it will do an average. And here I can include one more segment. Okay, here I will include one more dimension, which is segment. And I want to do sum of sales. Close it with the curly braces and write including segment and say okay, and drag this including segment. Okay, as we discussed earlier, when you take sum for both, it will be same. So there will be no difference. Okay, even if you use include function and you use sum as an aggregation, you will not see any difference until unless you do average, min or max. So different aggregation if you do, so then only you will see the difference, or mostly you will use include function to do the averages or min max, those aggregation functions. Now I'll do average. So here it is doing average based on the segment also. So segment is not included in this calculation, or it is not included in the visual LOD. So that is being involved. So what are the values that are there in the segment? Segment has 3 values and sales is this much. So this value, and I'll show you normal sales value also. Okay, so sales is this much, and you have 115361 value, and I'll just put segment also there. Control Z. I'll put segment value also here. So combining these 3 values, which I am getting 115361. So average, how it is doing? So it is dividing it by 3. So 115361 dividing it by 3, you will get this much. So I'll just do calculator 115361 divided by 3, which is 38,454. So every time you can see why, because you have only three categories, three segments. So normal sum of sales will always be divided by 3. So the average will always be divided by 3 only. So if you see this 335,768, so that also, if you do an average, it will be sum of sales divided by number of segments, number of segment fields. So there are only 3 fields. So every time it will get divided by 3. So in the previous example, what you have seen, each and every region has a different number of states, different number of states. So that's why you see a change in the denominator. But in this case, you don't see such difference. Why? Because every time the number of segments will always be same. So whatever region you take, in this region you will have, each and every region you will have 3 segments. Even if you take category, in each and every category you will have 3 segments. So that's the reason every time the denominator is 3 only. So that's about include function. Now we'll see how to do exclude function. So I'll create a data. So by using date function only. So here I want to show by each and every month. I just want to show months, not the combination of month and year. So I'll just take this top part, which is month. I can see all the months. And I want to see sales. Okay, and I also want to see region. Okay, so I can see regions and sales per month. So in central, what is the value for January, February till December? I can see, and I can use bar chart. Okay, and I'll swap it. Yeah. So this way I can make the chart where I can see each and every region values. I want to see region next to this. Yeah. So like this, I want to see. So you need to arrange this fields in a way that however you want to see. So I want to see regions in columns and I want to see order dates in rows. So that's why I have used month of order dates in row shell and region in columns and also sum of sales in columns. I want to see sum of sales also in the columns. So here you can see the values are coming in columns. Okay. So now that I am representing the combination of date, and region. Okay. But I want to see only how the region is performing across months. So to see that, or just want to see only based on the region. So what I will do is create calculated field, or I want to see the performance only based on date. Okay, so I will exclude region from it. Exclude region, sum of sales. Okay, so if I exclude region, so it will do the LOD or the calculation only based on the order date. So that's the use case and say okay. Performance only on date. So now I will put this in color marks card. Okay. So here the intensity of the color represents the how more the value is. So if the even if the bar length is more, sometimes it is colored in less intensity. Why? Because we are not the intensity of the color is not dependent on the value of the sales based on region and order date. Intensity of color is only based on intensity of color is based on region sales. Sorry, monthly date sales or monthly sales, you can say. Okay, as we are not considering the region column, so if you see in every region, the color is same. The intensity of color is same. For January, the color is same across all the regions. For February also, the color is same across the all the region. Why? Because we are not considering the region column. And you can observe without considering the region column, you have in December, you have more sales. I mean, if you just take the date into consideration, I'll just make a duplicate of this one and I'll remove region in this. Okay, so here you can identify. So in December, you have the highest amount of sales, or November, you can see the intensity is more in November. And so without removing region column, still we can see the intensity of the color is proportional to the value of the sale. So without removing, we can make use of this LOD calculation. So that's about this function, exclude function and all. So yeah, so that's the importance of LODs in Tableau. So I'll just take a pause as we have completed 3 parts of LODs. And there are 3 scoping keywords, which are exclude, include, and fixed. So we have completed all those 3 scoping keywords. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask. That depends. So for averages, we use mostly include. So when you want to do average, based on the visual OD, which is not present in the data, you can use that. For doing averages, we use uh, include. So it is based on the requirement only. So we can't judge only this function is being used or that function is used. And fix these uh, to calculate percent of total. Okay, exclude to show, or yesterday we have done some analysis where we are comparing to do comparative analysis. Okay, so that those things can be done. And I will tell you there is one more 15 LOD, top 15 LOD expressions. So there is something called top 15 LOD expressions. Okay, so these are the real-time scenarios. So I have covered most of them where we have, in the last session, we have seen customer order frequency and cohort analysis, which we have discussed, where we have compared with the old customers, whether they are giving whether they are contributing in the current scenario. Okay, so do longer tenured customers make a large contribution to sales? So these are some of the scenarios. So I'll share this link with you all. So these are the real-time scenarios. So percent of total you see here, right? So to calculate percent of total, we make use of that fixed LOD. And other LOD functions, if you see, okay, I think this also we have used included, yeah, fixed LOD function. So most of the functions we have used fixed LOD only. So there are only less cases. Comparative analysis, in this case, we have used exclude function, where we are excluding the category where we are excluding the category and we want to compare each and every subcategory with the selected subcategory. So whatever you select, let's say bookcases, if you select, each and every subcategory is compared with bookcases. So bookcases compared with bookcases will give you 0. And if you compare with appliances, each and every subcategory value, office machines subcategory value will be compared with appliances. So these are the use cases. Actual versus target. Okay, so I will share this article. So yeah, so if you want to know more real time how we use this LOD functions, so this will help you. So here we have 15 LOD different types of usages we can do. Any other questions? Is it clear, Priya? Okay. Okay, so with that, we have completed LOD session, and I will just show you not only. Okay, so we have prepared do not chat. Earlier we have prepared do not chat, and I will show you two pie charts combined together. It is also something similar to do not chat only, but I will do two pie charts combination. So I'll create, let's say sales, and I'll take region, and I'll create a pie chart, and I'll take sum of 0, and I'll take sum of 0 again. Okay, so with this, I will get two different marks card. One marks card for this one marks card for this one. And there will be one overall marks card. So if you want to change both together, you can change it. So in one marks card, I want to do region sum of sales. In other marks card, instead of region, I want to take category. Okay, and I don't want to take sales, I will take profit. I'll take profit and put it in the angle, and profit and put it in the size, or just remove from the side. Okay. Now I'll combine these two. Okay, so in one pie chart, I'm showing region and sales. In other pie chart, I'm showing category and profit. Now I will combine these two pie charts. Dual axis. Okay, and reduce one size and change the color pattern. Okay, so for this you use a different pattern. Assign palette. Say okay. Edit color, not this one. Mm, okay, and make it entire view. And I'll make the size as bigger. And I'll take different color other than red. I'll take some light color. Okay, so inside circle, it is showing you profit and category. Okay, outside circle, it is showing you region and sales. So in this way, you can show at a time you can show in one pie chart, you can show different values altogether. So this way we can combine two pie charts. So that's about today's session. So we'll continue tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can wrap up the session. Yes, actually, in Tableau Public, it is not showing us the option to select the worksheets. But in real time, in Tableau server, it will show you. Tableau server publish page. So there you can select the number of worksheets that you want to publish. To publish a workbook. I'm not getting that images. Second. Yeah, here you see that option. It's not pause. Yeah, okay. So here you can see that option. I'll just zoom in. That's the image. Okay, can you see this? So here you will have this option called sheets. So here you can select the sheets you want to. If you select all, it will show you all, and you will have the option to select whatever sheets that you have created. So all the sheets are there, right? Sheet 1, sheet 2, date part, date trunk, all it will show you, and you will have a selection option. So when you click on that drop down, when you click on the drop down, like here it says edit, right? So when you click on that edit button, you will see list of sheets that you want to see, and you can check like this. You'll get a check mark like this. If you check those worksheets, whichever you want to see, only those worksheets will be published to your Tableau public. Sorry, Tableau server. But in Tableau public, you don't have any such restrictions. Like you can't publish the selected worksheets in Tableau public. You have to publish the entire thing. Here we can't restrict. Is it clear? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, then thank you all for joining. We'll continue tomorrow. Oh, okay. Narayan, you want to say something? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you all for joining. We'll continue tomorrow's session.